books changed the history of the world and really introduced the Enlightenment and introduced secularity into the world and introduced the idea of a political democratic state. But he himself is very invisible. We know very little about him aside from the fact that he was excommunicated by the Jewish people in Amsterdam in 1823 and lived the rest of his life very alone. So he's invisible. He doesn't put himself in his work, and he deliberately keeps himself out of the work. So I decided to try to use my own skills as a therapist to try and enter into his inner life. And the book is in many ways nonfiction, except that I've introduced a character into his life who begins to engage him in deep probing explorations. And so through that, it's almost like I've introduced a type of therapist for Spinoza, using that as a lens to get into Spinoza's inner world. And I have a second plot, which centers on a German, a Nazi named Alfred Rosenberg, a very important member of Hitler's inner circle.